Are you part of a nonprofit organization, a youth group looking to raise cash for your cause? Stay tuned at the end of this video to learn how you can bring the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation to your town live, featuring the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders from MWF Studios just north of Boston in downtown Melrose, Mass. in the zip code of champions 02176.
Let's run down WWE Monday Night Raw from the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana, June the 19th, 2017. Taped for WWE Main Event exclusively on WWE Network, Kalisto with the win over Rhino, and in Cruiserweight action, Tony Nese defeated Grand Metalik. Roman Reigns opened Raw with his big SummerSlam announcement, that being that he is the #1 contender for the WWE Universal Championship and will face the winner of the Brock Lesnar-Samoa Joe match at Great Balls of Fire. Interesting interview here. Roman said that he can't be beaten one-on-one, that he's headlined 3 straight WrestleManias, and that he retired The Undertaker. A long pause there and a great reaction to the mention of The Undertaker. Reigns said he respected Taker, and Taker respects him because he beat him. I love this promo. Reigns seemed to almost be playing to the smart fans as a heel that detest him so much. Reigns asked the fan why he's the #1 contender, and he answered his own question, saying that it was because it's his yard. Interesting that Reigns is positioned at this point as getting the SummerSlam title match, as Reigns was slated to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34 for the championship. Interesting to see how this plays out. Samoa Joe's music hit. He was pissed that Reigns seemed to forget him on his list of names, and that was because Roman never beat him. Over the winter, WWE flushed a great fresh pay-per-view main event down the toilet for a free Raw main event that didn't boost ratings one iota and that fans largely forgot. Roman said Paul Heyman was right last week and that Samoa Joe isn't Samoa Joe to him, he's just Joe. Joe headbutted him. Roman rolled out of the ring. Joe beat the hell out of him around ringside. Roman was able to block the Coquina clutch back in the ring and hit the Superman punch, which left Joe selling his Reigns music hit. In the moment, this was a great segment, but looking at the big picture, this was an awful segment. Joe's main eventing against Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. He shouldn't be selling for anyone, even Roman Reigns at this point. Joe needs to be positioned as an unstoppable monster leading up to his clash with Lesnar in Dallas on July the 9th. While this was a great, intense segment, it was all done to build up a Raw main event that likely won't affect the television ratings at all. Anyone can be quote-unquote creative, throwing out pay-per-view quality main events, but when they're done to the degree that fans don't care or don't remember them the next week, what's the point? When you get the same ratings as having Reigns wrestle a Curt Hawkins, it really makes you think. The Hardy Boys are up next with the win over Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The Hardys got a great reaction from the fans in Evansville, but it blows me away how the Hardys have been back in WWE less than 3 months, and whatever excitement there was about their return is long gone as far as how they've been used creatively. One thing that really stands out to me is if you look at old video or watch matches on WWE Network from the Attitude Era, the Hardy Boys were 2 of the smallest guys on the roster. Now they're just as big as many of the top guys. That's another problem wrestling in general faces right now, is whatever happened to the big guys. Cesaro and Sheamus were watching the match from the back. Expect some sort of tag team title encounter between these 2 at Great Balls of Fire yet again. Elias Sampson was up next singing. This gimmick is dying, bored to tears with it. Finn Balor came out and interrupted the song. They stared each other down and Sampson walked off. After the commercial break, Balor defeated a very aggressive Bo Dallas. I continue to believe there's a ton of untapped potential in Bo Dallas. He's morphed from more of a joke character into one that's being presented with longer hair, tanned, with a beard. And here he was fighting, not trying to get laughs. It was very effective. This version of Bo Dallas brought out a much more intense Finn Balor, and I like that a lot too. Balor went over clean using the coup de grace, but overall, I wish there were more segments like this. WWE didn't waste a pay-per-view quality main event on free TV, and even in losing Dallas got over stronger than he was. If everyone on the roster could be utilized in some way, shape, or form, it would make for a much more fresh, watchable Raw each week. Up next was the trailer for the WWE 2K18 game, and I have to say it was awesome. A masked man that turned out to be the video game cover boy Seth Rollins went into a WWE warehouse, destroying decades of memorabilia from some of WWE's biggest legends, and lit the warehouse on fire. Felt like it was a trailer for a Batman movie or something. I know MWF Junior Ambassador Devon Brent is looking forward to the game release October 17th. Our friends at WWE sometimes get it to him a little early. After the break, Rollins came out to talk about how much being on the cover meant to him. Bray Wyatt interrupted the promo that started in the back, saying he was going to make a sacrifice. Wyatt came out to the ring, and as he approached, the lights came on, and Rollins struck first, hitting a crossbody off the top rope onto Wyatt. Wyatt laughed on the floor as it went to a commercial break. Good segment here. Rollins had some blood on his cheek. This wasn't overdone, as we lead to what should be a Rollins vs. Wyatt match at Great Balls of Fire. Finn Balor was being interviewed in the back, and he was attacked by Elias Sampson. Devon Dudley came out looking for help. Again, this highlights the pacing issue in WWE. This could have played out next week, got more mileage out of the angle. It looks like we'll see Balor and Sampson at Great Balls of Fire as well. Up next, it was Cruiserweight action with Akira Tozawa defeating TJP. Before the match started, Titus O'Neil came out, and after years of O'Neil on WWE television, I have to say this is the best utilization of the man yet. Trying to tie Tozawa into his brand. O'Neil did custom ring introductions for both, getting the fans to chant "Ha! Ha! Ha!" for Tozawa. It's campy, but the Cruiserweight division in 205 Live is dead. They were having a solid match, and Neville's music hit for a quote-unquote run-in. How did we get to the point where surprise run-ins have theme music and Titantrons played? After the commercial break, Neville watched the match from the entranceway. So happy TJP is back in the babyface role. He's much more effective as a face, I should say. It isn't even funny. Tozawa hit the senton bomb for the win. After the matchup, O'Neil cut a promo saying Tozawa was very close to signing with the Titus brand. Neville got pissed. He called O'Neil a peasant and told Tozawa to tread lightly. O'Neil said Neville would be destroyed by the power of Tozawa. I love this. A very good match. Very impressed with the presentation here overall. In the back, The Miz tried to recruit both Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, saying he'd make them stars their families would be proud of. Not the worst idea in the world at all to try it out and see if it works. It would add another layer to The Miz beyond Maurice, and the rub could very well help both guys. Up next, Samoa Joe defeated Roman Reigns in a solid match. Again, solid presentation, but big picture, I hated this. As Samoa Joe should not be selling for anyone until he faces Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire, so he's taken as seriously of a threat as possible to win the title from Lesnar. Both guys look solid here. For all the knocks Reigns gets, when was the last time the man had a bad match? Roman was getting ready to hit his Superman punch, and all of a sudden an ambulance siren went off, and the Titantron somehow cut to a scene of Strowman marching out of the back of an ambulance, another quote-unquote surprise the cameras were waiting for. This allowed Joe to put Reigns in the Coquina clutch, and Reigns passed out, giving Joe the win. Good match, good finish. Just wish Joe wasn't selling for Reigns at this point. Strowman came out to a huge pop from the fans. He threw Reigns around like a child, like he was a rag doll, then challenged Reigns to an ambulance match at Great Balls of Fire. A lot of interest in that match from the fans. Great Balls of Fire is really shaping up to look like a good show. Up next was a forgettable Miz TV, where he apologized to his wife for destroying the gift she gave him during the Intercontinental title celebration. The Miz fixed the clock and had some bears in the ring with him. Ambrose came out. Miz charged at him but missed, and actually ran into the clock. Broke again. Maurice got mad and ran off. Ambrose just stood there forever, eventually clotheslining Miz over the top rope. The Bears then attacked Ambrose, who turned out to be Axel and Dallas. Again, you got 3 weeks of fresh Bo Dallas material in 1 week. The pacing is awful. Segment fair enough, I guess. You're getting Axel and Dallas involved, which again I think is a great thing, to have as many guys on the roster involved weekly as possible. Old school WWE, though, would have let this play out over the course of 3 weeks instead of rushing it into one show. Lack of long-term booking. Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus retained over Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. At least this one was really quick, which is about all you can say for it. Nia Jax defeated Sasha Banks. This was background music to Alexa Bliss and Emma having a confrontation on the stage. They ran into the ring with Bliss trying to feed Emma into Jax. Emma went to kick Bliss but nailed Jax for the DQ. Dana Brooke and Mickie James ran in. Nobody cared. Bayley ran in a House of Fire, and the four baby faces clean house. Looks like they're building to some sort of maybe a six-person tag team match at the pay-per-view for the ladies. In the final segment of the show, Kurt Angle was set to reveal who the mystery person was that attacked Enzo and Cass. He brought out the Revival and Big Show, but it wasn't them. Corey Graves got up from the announce position to have security footage play where Cass set things up in the back to make it look like he was attacked, but it never actually happened. It was Cass that laid out Enzo, and Cass said it was because Enzo had a big mouth. This played out like an argument in middle school. It was pretty weak. After a bunch of banter, Cass laid out Enzo to end the show. WWE certainly positioned its main event segment leading into the 10 o'clock hour this week. A lot of potential in Big Cass as a heel. WWE needs to juice up the heel side. I think there was more mileage in Enzo and Cass as a team. I worry that Enzo's going to get lost in the shuffle now that they've been separated. After Raw went off the air in a dark match exclusively for the fans in Evansville, Dean Ambrose defeated Intercontinental Champion The Miz in a non-title match. Much more good than bad this week, despite my issues with some of the pacing and Joe's selling. I'd give Raw a thumbs up. On our Twitter poll, fans gave Raw 50% thumbs up, 27% thumbs down, 23% thumbs in the middle. Whether you were in Evansville live or watched on the USA Network, share your thoughts in the comment section below.
Don't miss the fall from WrestleMania 33 on WWE Network. Using our link below, get 30 days free. This spring, WWE presents 4 live pay-per-views with Payback, Backlash, Extreme Rules, and Money in the Bank. Relive the ultimate thrill ride that was WrestleMania 33, plus brand new original programming, every pay-per-view in WWE history, and 7,000 plus hours of content in the archives. Spend $25 in the MWF store this month and get a free WWE t-shirt and a free autographed photo of WWE Hall of Famer Cowboy Bob Orton. We have brand new WWE t-shirts, posters, DVDs, autographs, and tons more. Best of all, every dollar you spend directly supports our live event and video production initiatives. Fans in over 30 countries can now enjoy our state-of-the-art studio shoot interview documentary collection on demand. You can rent our own select titles starting at only $5.99. Enjoy the wild Iron Sheik studio shoot interview as seen by millions online and on The Howard Stern Show. Relive the rock and wrestling era in the mid-'80s as WWE Hall of Famers Paul Orndorff, Bob Orton, and the Iron Sheik break down the first WrestleMania. The Boogeyman, Paul Bearer, and Kamala join us for extensive breakdowns of the careers, promoters, and companies they worked for. We also have a new shoot with Bull Dempsey bringing you a backstage look at WWE NXT and the Performance Center. Again, every rental and purchase helps support independent wrestling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel with over 1,500 videos available absolutely free. Enjoy in-depth videos, live MWF wrestling, the latest news, historical videos, and tons more on youtube.com/BostonWrestlingCom. If you enjoy the free content, you can help the cause by making a donation of any size to paypal.me/BostonWrestling. You can help the cause using our links below to shop on popular websites such as WWE Shop.com, Amazon.com, and Walmart.com. We get a small thank you for every customer sent their way, and best of all, it doesn't increase your purchase 1 penny. Finally, get a free ride from Uber using the links below. Forget about overpriced taxi cabs with long waits. Join 2017. Get a good ride from a friendly driver and a clean car on us for up to $20. We're running out of time, fans. Don't miss a day on BostonWrestling.com super site. Like us at Facebook.com/MWFAction. Follow us on Twitter at MWF2001 and subscribe to us at YouTube.com/BostonWrestlingCom.
The Millennium Wrestling Federation's 15th anniversary tour begins this fall and rolls into 2017 throughout New England, down the East Coast, and into the Carolinas. If your nonprofit organization is looking for an interactive, turnkey experience while putting the fun into fundraising, you've met the perfect tag team partner. MWF offers a variety of packages for groups of almost any size, from our live events at the Boston Garden, the Kowloon Entertainment Dining Complex, and the legendary Suffolk Downs, to high school gyms and function halls. We've presented live events everywhere. Since 2001, the MWF's mission has been simple: keep the kids off the streets. Under the leadership of President Dr. David Reese, we bring the superstars of yesterday, today, and tomorrow to your town, not for a quote-unquote wrestling show, but an event that features action-packed in-ring wrestling, autograph and pose photo opportunities, question and answer sessions, and much more. It is the best of sports and entertainment. The week of your event, we can add on to the endeavor with anti-bullying campaigns, library meet and reads, youth sport concussion seminars, and more. Our live events are fit for fans of every age, from 5 to 95. This fall, as part of our new Kids Club program, we offer live event experiences exclusively for the youngest of fans. On the flip side, we can also produce a tailor-made event for fans of an older demographic as well. We work with you every single step of the way to get the word out to fans near and far, on our local television offerings, and to over 50,000 fans and growing on our social media platform. Your success is our success. If your group has had enough of boring candy bar and wrapping paper sales and has the energy to team with our passionate fan base, bringing the MWF experience to your community is the answer to put smiles on faces while raising cash for your cause. Contact us today to get the ball rolling for your custom-made event that you want to bring back year after year. Don't just take it from us. Here are folks we've teamed with in the past.
You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.